According to this new report from Axios, a bunch of centrist House Democrats are, quote, preparing for war if the new slate of far-left members who just won their Democratic primaries ultimately end up joining their ranks in Congress and try to hijack the House floor to extract ideological concessions. 13 House Democratic members and candidates signed on to a Promise to America initiative. They're pledging to stay true to centrist principles, including capitalism over socialism, fiscal discipline, strong borders, and pride in the United States. Among them, current House Reps Tom Suozzi, Adam Gray, Laura Gillen, Don Davis, Kristen McDonald-Rivet, Josh Gottheimer, Maggie Goodlander, Janelle Bynum, Vicente Gonzalez, and Susie Lee. One of these lawmakers told Axios, quote, "There's going to be war," calling the incoming leftist members bomb throwers, not problem solvers.
You guys have got to see this. This is AOC pretty much failing and falling to pieces during this interview as 13 Democrats are not only concerned, but they're walking away and making a promise to America to never become but there's only 13, never become communist or socialist. Trump says that he's been waiting his whole life for this. Not saying that we should trust Democrats all of a sudden, but there are 13 Democrats that are saying no to this. And here is AOC trying to convince her own party to please wait, guys, don't turn on us yet, because what they said in the past, these girls that were elected and these communists that keep getting elected, they're not as bad as you might think. I mean, and watch what happens when she gets confronted with this live on Jen Psaki. This is hilarious.
And Darya specifically, who is going to be a member of Congress, I think people should recognize they are going to win in these districts. She has said a couple of things, and I think for people who are watching right now, I just want to remind them of that. She attended a pro-Palestinian rally in Times Square the day after the Hamas attacked Israel. She said she was worried about an outsized reaction that cost thousands of people their lives. She has not backed away from attending that rally. She deleted a Twitter account that had a number of posts that called for the abolishment of police and prisons. According to CNN in 2021, this is what there's a reference to. She posted, "A world without borders, just like a world without prisons or police, is possible and necessary and the only moral way forward." She's again has said those posts don't reflect who she is today. You do not speak for her. You speak for yourself. And I know she's tried to distance herself. She's probably under a greater level of scrutiny she's ever been in her life. But does any of that give you pause?
I think that, as you said, she has indicated that she has regret over the way that she issued those statements. And I genuinely believe that the gravity and the responsibility of this role has a way of inhabiting you. And I genuinely believe that we have to give people the opportunity to occupy their beliefs within the gravity of becoming a duly elected member of Congress. And I think that in the process of running for election, in the process of getting to know your constituents, it's very different than when you're only speaking as an activist or years ago or what.
What is she serious? So Democrats, 13 of them in Congress said, wait, we have given you guys a chance. Zohran Mamdani, remember, he was all about abolishing the police, abolishing all these things. And now he is the mayor. And people are seeing, oh, this guy really means it when he says there is no individualism. There should be collectivism. We're going to rent freeze. We're going to do all these things that are communist-like activities. And Democrats are saying, well, yeah, we are giving you guys a chance. Or basically, there's some Democrats that are even bending the knee to socialists, democratic socialists, which Trump says that they're communists. And I believe that that's overall, they're pretty much in relation to each other. So she is trying to convince people and the other Democrats, please don't, just give them a chance. What they said, they said it wrong. What does that even mean? Ladies and gentlemen, mind you, this is the same woman who did not allow Amazon to bring jobs in 2019, thousands of them, because of her ideologies. And here she is now becoming the victim of this while she's begging Democrats to give these socialists a chance, begging her own party constituents to say, turn your face around, welcome us.
I was met with so much hostility and cruelty by the Democratic caucus when I was first elected. And I think that it created so much more antagonism than what was necessary in that time. And so I think that both ends of this relationship require work, right? Both ends require a stepping up and a certain magnanimity for us all to get what we want done. I'm an unabashed progressive, and I want to guarantee healthcare to every American. That's my agenda. That's why I'm in this business. And there are other Democrats that don't agree with me, and that's all right. They know what I'm after, and I know where they're at. But what I'm not going to do is allow my humanity to be erased, and I don't think that these newly elected officials should have theirs erased either.
I think what you're
Guys, is she serious right now? This is why the 13 Democrats have come together. Moderate Democrats reject socialism on new Promise to America pledge. They are coming together and saying that they do not want any part of this, that they have already given chances to these Democrat socialists, and they're already showing their true colors. Now you have somebody that's talking about abolishing the police, abolishing all of these things, and now all of a sudden she's changed, just like Mom Donnie's changed. But all they got to do is get into office, get into power in the disguise of being a Democrat. And Democrats have noticed that, wait a minute, we shouldn't allow this, right? We shouldn't allow this at all. And here is the Democrat takeover. This is the real plan.
The apparent next step in a socialist takeover of the Democrat Party is to get rid of those moderate leaders, Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, Senate and House respectively. And it's not just the far left flank that wants them to go.
I'm a big believer in just new leadership, significant change.
You're not just talking about Trump being out of office. You're talking about new leadership within the Democratic Party as well, are you not?
Absolutely. I think since Biden was in, we need new leadership in the White House, the House, and the Senate, and on both sides of the aisle. That includes Democrats. Okay. And I think we have literally found ourselves in a situation where we just don't have people who understand the moment and understand what leadership means. That you chart a course and you explain to people, how are we going to get from this dark moment to a better place, instead of just circular firing squad,
right.
Dem on dem violence.
You see what they're trying to use. They're trying to use Trump, the dark moment in America, the worst thing possible happening, to usher in a new wave, which is socialism, communism, right? That's what they're trying to usher in throughout the rest of the country. And there are Democrats that are literally actually trying their best to make it happen. That they are actually trying. They're like, you know what? We should. And here's Trump. Trump says this is an uncontrollable cancer. Once you let it in, it's going to be hard to root out.
But what the mayor doesn't say is that these buildings will soon turn into ghettos and slums, and that everybody will continue leaving New York. And as this spreads throughout the country, very much like an uncontrollable form of cancer, the country itself will be taken down. It will be third world, strictly third world. And it's happened many times before to very big and very powerful countries. But it's not going to happen to the United States of America. No way. Because communism really is the past and freedom is the future. That's what we are. All we want is freedom. Freedom is going to be, freedom gets you everything. Everyone needs to get out and vote in the midterms. We have to win this election. This election is very vital. If we don't, everything that we've gotten so much. I mean, religious liberty, but we've gotten so much. Our military is the strongest in the world. I built it during my first term, strongest in the world. And people respect us again. They respect us maybe like never before. We were laughed at a year and a half ago. We were laughed at. And now we're the most respected nation anywhere in the world.
So Trump says that the midterms are very, very important. Now, like I told you guys before, the Democrats are favored to win the House. They're favored to be the dominant House. Now, the Senate, I don't think they're going to win the Senate. The Democrats, seems like the Republicans are going to keep that, but it's still very close on the betting odds. So we still have a long way to go before November, but these midterms are very important, says Trump. And you see what's going on, right? You got these Democrats coming together. Tom Stuzzi, Promise to America, 13 Democrats, moderate Democrats are banding together against Democratic Socialists, signing the Promise to America to back strong borders, capitalism, and patriotism. And Representative Tom Stuzzi is leading the charge. Here's what he had to say to AOC and all the socialists getting elected. Now, it's not just in New York City. We got big elections happening. And of course, Michigan, there's going to be another Democratic Socialist as well. Got James Talarico running in Texas. That's a big race. A lot of people don't have him as the favorite, but he still has a fighting chance according to the betting markets as well. So this is a movement. Not just we also have two socialists fighting in Los Angeles as well against each other. So the country is not just going left. The country is going super far left to the point where they're becoming communist, socialist, and this is the ideology. And but you still have some Democrats, 13 of them, that AOC is trying to convince to give these socialists a chance. But what happened last time they gave them a chance? Last time they gave socialists a chance, they ended up biting them in the ass. You had literally Letitia James come out, right? This is the best part about all of this. The best part is the irony in all of this. So you got Letitia James, New York Attorney General, criticized NYC Mamdani, the mayor. Mind you, she was one of the high-ranking officials on the Democratic Party to come out and endorse Mamdani, to now figure out, oh, this dude is out here trying to go and blow up the party. They're blowing up the party, but the way that they're doing it is by convincing us that we should endorse them, right? And this is what she had to say. Some of his endorsed candidates in New York City's Democratic primary, she says, telling CNN that some of the candidates don't understand the communities that they represent and they are disconnected from the history and struggles of many New York City districts. She also said that she and other Democratic leaders are disappointed in Mamdani, adding, all of us are a little frustrated with the Democratic Party, but don't blow it up. That's what MAGA has done. So now she's coming to realize that, oh, they're tricking us into this. We are high-ranking officials. We're all going to get replaced. Espaillat. Remember Espaillat? Espaillat was, the Hispanic caucus leader, Piano Espaillat, right? He ended up endorsing Mamdani as mayor. 1 year later, Mamdani would fabricate a story, paint him as a racist, and oust him in Congress for a personal sycophant of his own. There should be a lesson here for the Democrats, and that's why 15 of them are coming together against the Democrats.
You know, there's certain things that I believe in that are not being reflected in the current environment, especially with some of these races on Tuesday. And as we said in our pledge, we're for capitalism, not socialism. We're for safety, not lawlessness. We're proud of America, not ashamed of America. And we need to be promoting those things. And the far left and the far right, they're all very well organized. But those of us that don't support those far left or far right principles need to do a better job organizing and getting our message out.
So that part of the Democratic Party has been going extinct for a long time. Jamie Raskin, you got Alyssa Slotkin, all of them are endorsing these Democratic Socialists because they see the writing on the wall for the moderate Democrats. Those people don't even exist anymore, because those people are going out of their way to endorse these candidates, and these candidates are doing their best to get them the F out of there. So they got the problems of their own. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think about all of this and more. Is Trump correct when he says that communism is a cancer? Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you need Medicare help, make sure to call Chapter. Of course, some of you guys have been complaining I've been promoting Chapter too much in between videos, so I've kind of taken a break. But at the end of videos, we are promoting Chapter a lot more to make sure that people watch the whole entire video. So if you need Medicare help, or you could be saving thousands of dollars, the person who put you on your plan, ladies and gentlemen, may have just been doing what's best for them with commission wise. That's why I partnered up with Chapter, to make sure that you guys get the best help and the best comparisons, to make sure that you're on the right coverages as a whole, and that you're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars like other seniors on this channel. So please make sure to call the number on the screen. That helps the channel out a lot, and it helps you as well. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.